Awesome.
We're all on here, aren't we?
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to All Saints Church this afternoon on Christmas Eve for our second Christingle of the day. You're so welcome. A special welcome too if you're joining us virtually on Facebook. I hope you've been able to collect a Christingle pack from the church so you can participate fully as we're going through this afternoon's Christingle. My name's Jeb. I'm one of the ministers here at All Saints, and I'm here with my friend and colleague, Sarah.
Yeah, so I'm the Children and Families worker up here at All Saints. For those of you who don't know me, you might have seen me at school, you might have seen me at toddler group, you might have seen me just in Marple, but it's so lovely to see so many people here and to see you online as well. Now, Jeb, I've got something special for you.
Oh,
Happy Christmas.
Oh, well, look at this. Sarah's brought me a lovely present. So, well, I won't open that now, but it does make me think, does anybody know what they want for Christmas tomorrow? Now, I'll take a couple of people shouting out. You'll have to put your hand up, and if you're joining us on Facebook, do just use the chat. You can perhaps put something in, and somebody's picking up the comments so we can hear from you as well. But somebody, what are you hoping for Christmas tomorrow? Yes, you there. You might have to shout really loud. You'd like a police station. That would be brilliant.
Wow.
Yes. Amelia, what would you like? You'd like a pony.
A pony.
Do you think you're going to get a pony? No, but you'd like a pony. Anybody else?
For those on Facebook, you can't see Grandma and Dad's faces. It's quite entertaining here.
Yes. Now, there's someone here at the back. Do you want to shout out, what would you like?
Lego.
Lego.
Way.
That's always a great present,
Lego.
Isn't it? And let's have one or two more. What about on my left? A couple on this side. Yes, what would you like? A train
track.
Oh, that would be a fantastic.
Wonderful.
I hope you get that. That would be really nice. And shall we take one more? One more. Somebody, or are we done?
Do you want to say? What do you want?
Or do you want to? You'd like some headphones, would you? That's really good.
And
go on. Oh, just
Tallulah,
one.
what would you like, sweetheart?
You'd like headphones as well.
Pink ones. Okay.
They would be brilliant.
Let's hope that's on the list. Oh, we've got somebody on Facebook too.
Yes. An orange cat.
Fluffy socks and an orange cat, for those of you who didn't hear that.
That's brilliant. So, I hope on the way in everybody's received a Christingle bag. If you've not got one, then now is the time to just nip to the back of the church there, and we'll bring one to you. If for any reason you've not got one, but hopefully you've got one, and that contains everything you need for what we're going to do this afternoon. And if at any point anything's missing, someone will bring you a spare.
And any adults who are feeling left out, I can still see some at the back. So if you want to raise your hand and get an extra one, you're very welcome.
But to start with...
Oh, there we go.
Excellent.
We've got Taker.
Good.
Brilliant.
To start with, the first thing you'll need, and you should have it either in your hand or your bag, is an orange. So everybody, let's get that orange out. And can you just see on the picture, that orange is nicely held in someone's hand. So if you just hold it in your hand, and then right next to it, there on the screen, can anybody tell me what's that picture next to the orange? Yes, who can shout it out? Dawn, do you want to shout out on behalf? It's the world, isn't it? So in our first part of the Christingle, we use the orange to remind us that the world belongs to God, and the world is good and it's full of good things. But the hand is important as well, because God's got the world and our lives in his hands. And although not everything's perfect, we put our trust and our hope in the God who holds everything in his hands. So we're going this afternoon, Sarah, aren't we, to sing a song throughout the Christingle to remind us that God holds us and that our hope's in God.
Now, it's a tricky tune. You might have heard it before. See if you can see the words. Our first verse is going to be the words that you might well have known at toddler group or when you were little. So could we play the audio so we can hear the tune? See if you can fit these words to this tune. Tonight, guys, because that was a brilliant start, just listening to it. And I need you now to sing it even louder so that we can pick it up out there. Are you singing at home as well? I hope so. All right.
Okay.
Can we do it one more time? Because we're going to need this tune really well and have it really set in our heads for today. You ready? Let's go. Good night. Well, your next job, before you get too clever with yourselves, is very tricky, all right? You are going to need to take a few things out of your bag. You're going to need to keep your orange out. You need your box of fruit, okay? You also need your serviette or napkin. And inside your bag, you will also find an envelope that says Christingle kit. Now, this is a lot of things to hold in your hands all at once. So I'm going to pull up a chair.
There we are.
And I'm going to ask you to rest the bag on your knee. Tricky, tricky. And when you're catching up, there you go, Mia and Abby are catching up there. Pop your bag on your knee and open up your napkin. This was Holly's really great idea at the 2 o'clock service to have this ready, and brilliant idea because they're very juicy, these oranges. That wants to go down on your little tray on your knee. And you're balancing your fruit and your envelope down there as well. I hope family bubbles are helping each other, okay? I hope we're working together and getting this done. And not eating too many of the oranges, Millie. I can spot you. Oh, brilliant. Extra fruit at the back for those that really need it. In your envelope, would you take out the 4 cocktail sticks? Now, these are quite sharp, so do be careful as you're looking in your envelope. The wooden cocktail sticks. One, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'm going to move my bag. I'm actually really fortunate today because I've got a table in front of me, so that you can see what's going on. I'm going to put that up there. Okay, seem to have more in it this time. Now, your next job is to fill up. We're going to put the fruit onto our sticks. We're going to be creative. And we're going to create little trees of fruit on the cocktail sticks. So you need to open up your little box and empty the fruit out somewhere safe without it all going over the floor. See how amazing you can be. I've found that if you open the other end and push it out, because it's really sticky, that actually helps. And your job now, guys, Sarah's dropped some on the floor. Don't worry, David, we will hoover up afterwards. Right. Your job now is to fill the 4 cocktail sticks with fruit so that you're making a kind of tree of fruit. And you've got 4 to do in the time that we've got to ask you a few questions.
That's right.
Okay.
So hopefully you can continue putting the fruit there onto your cocktail sticks. And just as we did at the start, I'd like some people to shout out some answers or type into Facebook. And perhaps if you just look up on the screen, as Sarah's explained, the little pieces of fruit with all their bright colours, these remind us of all the good things God provides for us. So I wonder if someone wants to shout out, put their hand up, and tell us something that you're grateful for that God provides. It can be anything that you really enjoy and you appreciate. So just whilst you're skewering, who's going to make some suggestions, and then we'll say a prayer of thanksgiving together? Yes. For family, that's a fantastic thing, especially at Christmas. So yes, we're grateful to God for our families, yes. For your school, that's a lovely answer as well. So we've got family and school, yes. Home, yes, that's a wonderful thing. A home, somewhere to shelter, somewhere to be ourselves with our families, and some more. Can you see any?
Can I see any hands? Let me see. Is there anybody online got any ideas as well? I know you're trying to skewer at the same time, and it's very tricky.
So our home, our family, our friends. And we can see a couple of suggestions up here as well, because we have God's beautiful creation, and we see this all around us. Leslie, is there someone online who's made a suggestion? Health? Brilliant, thank you. Yes, and then I saw just on the aisle there, yes, do you want to just shout out?
Christmas food,
Christmas
I think,
food.
Was that right?
Beautiful.
Give me a nod.
Lovely,
Brilliant.
thank you.
We're doing really well getting these with the masks on as well in
and
church.
Yes, another Facebook one, please. Friends.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Wonderful. And you've got pictures up there, Jeb, haven't you, of
That's right.
mountains
so we can
and
see
lakes,
all the
beautiful places around the world. Yeah.
Some beautiful places and beautiful colours that fruit comes to us in, and vegetables, and of course friends and family shown by the people there at the bottom. So I'm going to say a prayer. Just you can continue working, that's absolutely fine. But just as we put the sticks into our Christingles, we want to be thanking God for what they remind us of.
Do you want me to tell them where to put them?
Yes, would you just explain that before I pray?
Okay, so into your Christingle now. We've got people showing us from the front, which is just amazing.
That's good.
And so where I want you to put your fruit, if you've not done it already, you'll notice that the orange has a cross in it. If you're at home and you haven't yet put a slit in your orange, this is the time to do it. So be careful with the sharp knives, everybody. In church, Kim and Sarah have already done that for you, all right? So you should find a hole at the top. Can you put the fruit trees at the 4 corners of the world? So we're going at north, south, east and west. At each point of the cross, you're putting your fruit trees.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Okay, so just continue doing that, getting your cocktail sticks into the oranges whilst I say this prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all the good things in your creation. Those things we've said, for family, for friends, for home, for food, for health. And we thank you that these little bits of your creation that we put on the cocktail sticks today just remind us of all your goodness and all your kindness to us. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Shall we sing together again, Sarah?
I think that would turn into a song. Look, we've got some different words. He's got all of creation in his hands. Do you think we can fit that to the music?
I think so.
Well, they were pretty brilliant at the start, so
Yes.
let's see how clever they are now. Let's see.
Fantastic. We'll sing that one through one more time, shall we? Because shortly there might be a visitor coming, but he's just getting ready. So let's listen to the music and sing together. Who's this? I said there was a visitor.
Oh my goodness, there are a lot of people. What were you doing over near the Christmas tree? I'll take that out so you can speak to me. No, I've not told them your name yet. Okay, I'll tell them your name. This is Sniff. And Sniff's our toddler group puppet. He comes along, our doggy, and he comes along to toddler group sometimes. But he's just said he was a bit scared to come today because there's so many people here. And he's heard that there's something nasty like the virus around, coronavirus around. But you're right, Sniff. That is happening around, but we're all being very safe. We've got our masks on, we've done our sanitizer, we're all nicely spaced. Can you see? These people are your friends. Can they remember your name? Well, I don't know. Can you remember his name? Oh, Sniff. You want to show him because you like sniffing? Oh, right. Okay. Now. Oh, he's just said that he'd heard there was something called climate change that's affecting our world. We've just been talking about it being all beautiful, but there's actually some sad things that go on around our world. Oh, well, Sniff, you're right again. He's quite a wise doggy, isn't he? He does know what's going on. Oh, he said that he knows some children that need help from the Children's Society as well, because they're not always happy and they can get sad. Well, Sniff, it is a wonderful world for us, but you are right. There are some times where things don't go quite as we'd like them to, and people feel a bit lonely and a bit sad, and sad things happen. Oh. Yeah, right, okay. He's just said that on the film that's about to come on up there, it's his friend Gabby, and he wants you to see how she feels when she's helped by the Children's Society. All right, would you watch this film for Sniff? Okay. Gabby, I saw Gabby's face turn from sadness to a smile because she had someone to help her. That's why you wanted us to share it. And, okay, I'll mention it. So on the website and in your envelopes, there is a little card that says what the website is for the Children's Society. And if you ever want to give anything to the Children's Society, it will help people who are perhaps going through a sad time where life might feel a bit dark and they want the light to come into the world and they want things to change. So your donations will make a huge difference to them. So thank you. And all the donations from the service will go to that as well. Sniff, look! Can you see? Oh, wow! Bring them up here. Lights come into the darkness. Wow, look at that. That is wonderful. There you go.
Thank you, God, that you have provided the way to save us from any fears we face.
Thank you that on that first Christmas, you sent Jesus to be a light for the whole world. When Jesus had grown up, he spoke again to the people. He said these words,
I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in the darkness, but will have the light of life.
John 8, verse 12.
Absolutely, what wonderful news, guys, and thank you so much for reading out. So what, you've got something in the back. Oh, what have you got in here? Oh dear, he actually has got them. He's got them all stored in there. That one seems to have opened up, but here we go.
What did you say?
Thank you.
Thank you so much for reading out to us. That was wonderful.
Brilliant. Thank you, Isaac. Thank you, Chloe. Should we give them a clap? Yeah. Really good. Really lovely. So it's time now to add our candles to the Christingle. So you need just to go back to your bag of resources, and you'll have in there, in the envelope, a candle and also a piece of tin foil. So you just need to find those.
Sniff's ready. He's waiting for the candle.
Oh, there's no candle.
There is a candle.
Is there? Is it gone? Never mind. Not sure where my candle's gone, but we'll improvise. So you'll have a little square of foil, and then you're going to make a candle holder by kind of gripping the foil around the bottom of the candle like that. And then you'll need, after that, just to force, and you might need some help from a grown-up.
Oh, just a minute.
Yes.
That's what Sniff had ready.
Lovely.
Let's have
So shall we
the
do that?
napkin underneath.
Come on, we'll use that one, Sarah.
You ready?
So you'll need to force the candle and its tin foil there into the hole that's cut in your orange. As I say, you may need a grown-up, because it's quite firm in there. And if you're at home, then again, get some help from a grown-up if you need it, or just make the hole a little bit bigger if necessary. The candle, as our prayer and little verse from John's Gospel, remind us that Jesus is the light of the world. And we'll say a little bit more before you go about lighting these and lighting up your homes with them. But the candle and its light reminds us of the hope Jesus gives us. So shall we sing again, Sarah, another verse?
Have you managed to fit the words to the tune again, Jeb?
Yes, so we have to make this work a little bit cleverly, but it's easy to do. So Jesus is the light of the world. So it does just about fit to the tune, and we'll sing through together.
Oh, hold on a minute. When we did this earlier, you said Jesus is the light of the world.
I think that's how it goes, yes.
Not Jesus is the light of the world.
Yes, so you have
Okay.
to bring is and the together.
Okay.
or we'll run out of space.
Or we'll get it mixed up.
Yeah.
Right. Jesus is the. As well.
Superb.
They're very good.
Yes.
Don't really need to give them any instructions, do I? But the next part, do you think you've done the tricky bit? Now we're looking for a red ribbon inside your envelope, and there is a sharp pin attached to it. And I can see some people are very ahead of the game. Well done. But for those of you who haven't found it yet, find your red ribbon, and you're going to, Jeb's going to help sniff out here.
Yes.
So you're going to wrap your ribbon around the world, around the orange, and it's a bit like God wrapping up a great big Christmas present for us, like on the screen there, or wrapping his love right around the world. And you fix it in place with the pin.
Yes. So just use the pin on where the ends of the ribbon overlap, and skewer the pin through, and then you'll have a lovely ribbon wrapped around the whole world.
Now, Sniff's just asked me if the 4 o'clock team are as good as the 2 o'clock team. You don't think so? Oh.
Really?
What's the question then? Okay, you ready? Do you know why the ribbon is red? Do you know why the ribbon is red?
I think they go there on the left.
Oh, who have you seen? Who
Someone
have you
put
spotted?
their hand. Did
Somebody
you
got
have
the
your hand up? Go on, shout it out. Yes. Red reminds us of Jesus' blood. I think that's what you said, isn't it?
Is that what you...
Yes.
Oh,
Good.
they're as clever as the 2 o'clock. Well done, everybody. That's brilliant. The red, it is a Christmassy colour, so it's a lovely colour to have at Christmas, isn't it? And actually, the reason that we have red at Christmas on candy canes and on holly berries is to remind us of something strange, of Jesus' blood, to remind us that Jesus not only came into the world to be the light of the world, but he also came into the world to die and to be our saviour, to help us out of any sad things that are going on in the world, and to save us. And it means that because Jesus came to die for us, we can be friends with God. And it also means that Jesus is telling us about life coming after death, because Jesus overcame death and conquered death. And it means that in the future, we don't need to worry about those things that make us sad and those things where we're lonely, because Jesus promises that those things will be gone in heaven.
Yes.
We can have life forevermore, Jeb.
That's right. So the flame, the beautiful flame and the light it gives out tells us about the hope that Jesus brings us, sometimes in spite of the darkness that we heard about on the video. So shall we sing again, Sarah?
Well,
One more verse.
have you managed a verse about the red ribbon? He's got the red ribbon in his hands and his...
Yes, well, we can't really get red ribbon in, so we'll go for Hope for Our World, and that tells us. So, again, let's have the intro and sing again.
He's got the hope for our world. Children, can you sing that? Yeah?
So, it's been lovely that we can light a couple of the Christingles, but most of them you'll be taking home with you, and perhaps with your Christmas meal, or on a window ledge, you can light that. Make sure that you've got a grown-up with you, and anything that could catch light, like a mask or anything like that, is safely out of the way. But when you light it, remember that the candle tells us Jesus is the light that came into the world. Now, Isaac and Chloe are going to come and help us again and say a lovely prayer with us. The prayer is also on a little bookmark in your resources bag. So take that home with you, and when you light the candle at home, light the Christingle, use the prayer yourself. So over to you. Thank you.
A Christingle prayer. Lord Jesus, light of the world, as I hold this Christingle and think about your great love for me, help me to take this light out into the world.
And to share your love with others, especially those who need it most.
Amen.
Brilliant. Thank you both.
Sniff's so excited we did our toddler group amen there. That was brilliant, guys. Thank you so much.
So we're coming to the end of our Christingle. We really hope you've enjoyed it and would love to wish you a very happy Christmas from All Saints. And as you take your Christingles away, that you remember Jesus, the light that came into the world. You'd be very welcome to come to an evening service tonight at 11 o'clock for midnight communion, and also 10:15 tomorrow morning on Christmas Day. And on the adverts we just ran at the start, in January 22 we'll be running the Alpha course. If you've any questions about faith, Alpha's a great way just to discuss those questions with other people, watch some films, share a little bit of food and so on. That's the 23rd of January, and there's more information on our website.
Jeb, Sniff's got a question.
Oh, yes.
Sniff's saying, does Jesus love him as well?
Absolutely, yes. We can be assured of that.
Fantastic. Oh, we're all right now. We're happy. We're ready for Christmas now.
So we're going to sing together. I'm sure you'll all be familiar with this song and know it from somewhere else, This Little Light of Mine. And when we've sung this through a few times, that's the end of Christingle for this year. Hope, as I say, you've really enjoyed it. And once you've got your things together, do feel free to head off home for a nice evening. So we'll sing together now.
Happy Christmas.
Yes.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Shine all over town, I'm gonna let it shine. Shine all over town, I'm gonna let it shine. Shine all over town, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Christmas out there too. Yes, I do.